The University of Southern Punjab, Multan, is pleased to present an overview of transnational education (TNE) opportunities in Pakistan, in accordance with the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan's TNE Policy 2024. In this presentation, we will explore the key dimensions of TNE and understand how international academic collaborations can be established and implemented within Pakistan's regulatory framework. Our discussion will take us through 6 essential questions. What is transnational education? How can institutions collaborate? What institutional capacity is required? How does HEC assess and approve TNE arrangements? Who qualifies as an eligible foreign partner? And what are the academic and regulatory obligations of the collaborating institutions? Together, these elements provide a clear roadmap for understanding how international academic partnerships can expand educational opportunities while maintaining quality, credibility, and regulatory compliance in Pakistan. Transnational education, or TNE, represents an important new dimension of internationalization in higher education. It enables Pakistani universities and institutions to collaborate with reputable foreign higher education institutions and bring internationally recognized academic opportunities closer to students in Pakistan. The HEC Transnational Education Policy provides the regulatory framework for these collaborations. It defines the requirements, establishes clear procedures, and sets quality assurance standards for foreign degree programs delivered in Pakistan. It also provides a framework for Pakistani universities seeking to establish offshore campuses abroad. At its heart, the policy seeks to balance international academic opportunity with national regulatory responsibility, ensuring that the globalization of education does not come at the expense of quality, transparency, or student protection. The TNE policy provides 3 distinct models of collaboration, allowing institutions to choose a structure appropriate to their capacity and the partnership's nature. Type 1 is an external degree arrangement. Here, the local institution provides tuition and facilitation, while the foreign university controls the course content, study materials, examinations, and assessments with third-party supervision where applicable. Type 2 operates through a franchised mechanism. The local institution delivers the program and conducts assessments locally, while the foreign higher education institution awards the degree. Type 3 represents the most direct form of international presence. The foreign university itself operates and manages the campus in Pakistan and awards degrees identical to those offered at its principal campus. Each model therefore represents a different level of institutional responsibility, and each is subject to its own HEC prerequisites and regulatory requirements.
The real significance of TNE lies in what it enables Pakistani institutions to offer. Through properly regulated international collaboration, universities can expand access to foreign qualifications, introduce internationally aligned curricula, strengthen academic and professional standards, and create opportunities for students to receive a global educational experience without necessarily leaving Pakistan. Pakistani universities can offer transnational education at different qualification levels. At the associate and undergraduate levels, students can enter with intermediate, A-level, or equivalent qualifications, and these programs may be offered through Type 1, 2, and 3 collaboration models. At the graduate level, admission requires NQFP Level 6 or equivalent, with collaboration possible through Type 2 and 3. At the postgraduate level, the requirement rises to NQFP Level 7 or equivalent, and this level is offered specifically through the Type 3 model. The key message is that the higher the qualification level, the more advanced and comprehensive the required collaboration model becomes. For Type 1 arrangements, the policy places significant emphasis on financial sustainability. The purpose is clear. An international degree program must have the financial foundation necessary to operate effectively and continuously. The local institution must demonstrate financial stability, establish an endowment fund of PKR 5 million before student enrollment, maintain at least PKR 1 million in working capital for each program, and possess tangible assets, including land and buildings, worth at least PKR 20 million. The policy also emphasizes access and equity by requiring need-based scholarships for at least 5% of the allocated seats in each program. These requirements send a strong message. Quality education requires not only academic ambition, but also financial capacity and institutional sustainability. No academic partnership can be stronger than the people who deliver it. That is why the TNE framework gives particular importance to faculty quality and staffing. For Type 1 programs, faculty must meet the requirements of the foreign higher education institution with academic qualifications of at least an MS, MPhil, or 18 years of education. The standards also provide for a minimum of 4 teachers per program. Teacher-student ratios are prescribed at 1 teacher for 20 students in science and laboratory-based subjects, and 1 for 30 in general subjects. In addition, each laboratory must have at least 1 laboratory attendant. The underlying principle is simple: an international degree must be supported by an academic workforce capable of delivering education at the standard promised by the foreign awarding institution. The physical environment is equally important. TNE is not intended to be a paper-based partnership. It must be supported by an environment where meaningful teaching and learning can take place. The requirements include adequate classrooms, faculty offices, seminar and committee rooms, laboratories and workshops, computer facilities, administrative offices, student recreation areas, and essential safety and accessibility arrangements. The policy specifically requires measures such as fire extinguishers and emergency exits, while ramps for differently abled persons are mandatory. A lift is required in buildings with more than 2 floors. The message is clear. International education demands international standards of learning environment. Infrastructure is therefore not an accessory to TNE. It is an essential part of academic quality. The TNE framework requires a well-stocked library, supplementary reading material, access to digital books, and subscriptions to at least 5 impact factor online journals. These requirements are especially important in an international partnership because students are expected to engage with current scholarship and contemporary knowledge rather than rely solely on classroom teaching. The library, digital resources, laboratories, and faculty together create the academic ecosystem in which an international qualification becomes meaningful. The transition from Type 1 to Type 2 and Type 3 brings substantially higher institutional expectations. For Type 2 and Type 3 arrangements, the minimum financial standards include an endowment fund of PKR 15 million, tangible assets of PKR 25 million, and working capital of PKR 10 million, for a total financial requirement of PKR 50 million, subject to exemptions specified for public institutions and universities. The staffing requirements are also more demanding, including at least 6 teachers per department with specified faculty composition and PhD requirements for professors and associate professors. This reflects an important policy principle: the greater the institutional responsibility, the greater the capacity that must be demonstrated. Higher-level TNE models require an equally robust academic environment. The standards provide for internationally relevant library resources, including at least 15 current journals of international repute with an impact factor of at least 1.00, as well as at least 1,500 books from major international publishers in the relevant field. There are also prescribed requirements for lecture spaces, seminar and reading facilities, faculty offices, and laboratories. These standards demonstrate that TNE is designed around an academic ecosystem, not merely a delivery mechanism. The objective is to ensure that students enrolled in a foreign collaborative program receive access to the facilities, resources, and academic support necessary to achieve the intended learning outcomes. The requirements become even more comprehensive when we consider technology, physical space, and student support. For these arrangements, the standards include appropriate workshop space, desirable computer access for IT programs, and an internet access rate of 100 megabits per second. They also specify minimum land and covered area requirements. Importantly, the policy again emphasizes student welfare by requiring need-based scholarships for at least 5% of allocated seats per program. These provisions demonstrate that TNE is ultimately student-centered. The purpose of infrastructure, technology, faculty, finance, and facilities is not institutional appearance. It is to create a credible and sustainable learning experience. The foreign label may attract the student, but quality must retain the student. A successful TNE partnership begins with selecting the right foreign university. The policy establishes eligibility parameters to ensure Pakistani institutions collaborate with credible, academically reputable foreign partners. Eligible institutions include foreign HEIs, listed in UNESCO's World Higher Education Database, or WHED, institutions ranked within the top 1,000 in QS or THE subject or discipline rankings, and institutions falling within the Fachhochschule category. Established and credible institutions that do not participate in global rankings may also be considered on a case-by-case basis, particularly where they have strong standing in professional or emerging disciplines. Alternative evidence may include recognized international academic or professional affiliations and reputable accreditation. Thus, the policy does not reduce academic credibility to rankings alone. It provides a framework for recognizing reputation, accreditation, professional standing, and demonstrated academic credibility. The TNE approval process follows a clearly defined pathway. It begins with the university submitting a comprehensive application to HEC along with the prescribed one-time accreditation fee of PKR 1 million per campus and assurance from the foreign partner regarding the local institution's capacity. HEC then assesses the proposal. If the case is suitable for further consideration, an HEC-nominated committee undertakes a feasibility evaluation and physical inspection with the prescribed visit fee. If the inspection report is satisfactory, the negotiated agreement with the foreign partner is submitted to HEC, followed by the Joint Letter of Commitment, or JLOC. Only after HEC is satisfied with the complete arrangement is the NOC or recommendation issued for the foreign degree program. The approval is not indefinite. Institutional accreditation and program recognition are granted for 12 to 36 months, after which renewal is required. Finally, collaboration with a foreign university comes with clear academic obligations. The Pakistani institution must follow the foreign HEI's approved academic framework, including the general scheme of studies, prescribed course duration, learning outcomes, medium of instruction, detailed curriculum, examination procedures, and assessment system. This is fundamental to the integrity of a foreign degree. A program cannot claim international equivalence while changing the academic framework that defines the qualification. At the same time, the TNE policy places ultimate responsibility for academic quality on the degree-awarding institution, while requiring both local and foreign partners to safeguard students and maintain quality assurance. The larger message of the policy is therefore unmistakable. TNE is a partnership of opportunity, but it is equally a partnership of responsibility. If implemented with integrity, transparency, adequate resources, and rigorous quality assurance, TNE can bring the world to Pakistan and take Pakistani higher education confidently to the world.